Yeah, I'm gonna re-engage on that probably. I very much suspect. Well, I don't want to go too much in the top. Oh, could you hear me?
Huh? Hello?
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Nino?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you the whole time. Sorry, I'm just.
You're good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna re-engage with it, but I know it's it's like a bigger legal thing. There's a lot of holes that need to be filled as well, right? Legally speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, like, did you think that was like a sex thing?
Yeah.
I agree. I've been working way too hard, and I definitely need to take like one of those days, you know?
Yeah, just don't go to Blaine County to pick up your prostitutes. They don't. I live in Blaine County. I know what goes around up there.
Oh, Jesus. People are.
There's a reason the cows are free roam.
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ.
Yes, get your prostitutes in Los Angeles County. That's. I've kept to that.
Yeah, Los Santos County is not exactly, you know. Listen, I feel like in most part of the country, you're taking a gamble with a prostitute to begin with. But in San Andreas, you kind of like in general, that's like a sure fucking thing, you know? Like the house always wins.
We took a gamble the moment we accepted a passport here, so.
Yep. Very true. So I am calling to let you know that, we did end up pushing all the stuff to the docket in regards to Mason Dixie. I tried to ensure that the language that we utilized was very things are under investigation. We almost put the other shit in there, and then I'm like, hold up, and I had to double check to make sure that it came to the realization that literally nothing is public.
I mean, I've given them 48 hours to wrap it up. I've notified the marshals involved in it. Like, hey, you got 48 hours. It's been long enough. I haven't seen much movement in the last week.
Uh-oh. Water damage.
When you, I can tell because I got the signal lost notification. Doing the ADD thing again.
Yep. Keeps me alive.
Yeah.
I don't. It's exercise.
Yeah, it's not good for your phone. Not good for your phone,
No.
But yeah, I give them 48 hours to wrap it up. I was like, look, it's been a long case. It's been a long time going. But once I start to see the momentum slowing and they're analyzing data and nothing really news come in a couple of days, it's like, okay, if we haven't got much more, let's go ahead and start wrapping it up because we need to start getting this information out now that it's starting to come to light more.
Understandable.
Openly.
Yeah, I mean, I fully suspect most of PD is y'all did a hell of a job keeping it under wraps because I genuinely think that the majority of PD has absolutely no clue. And that's a good thing. Well, I mean, it's a good thing from, if there was, it's a good thing in terms of how y'all are able to keep information out of the public, which is, generally not true when it comes to non-martial investigation. But
because I want to let you know foremost what you're going to see in some of these paperworks. There was a lot of investigation to see if his death was intentionally caused by police department as well, because there was a lot of negligence involved in the response.
I remember,
that was another portion of it. And so it turned into a very expansive investigation, not just into Mason Dixie, but the officers who responded, the other individuals involved, and things like that. And so we got to piece together exactly what we need in order to release to the public and all that. But of course, I mean, everyone's going to go, the marshals just digging and pulling on threads where they don't need to. That's
literally your job. It's literally how you investigate. Well, see, the thing is, PD can't investigate or win court cases, so they wouldn't understand. I mean, I mean, listen, I'm just saying that's literally what you have to do to find the truth. Why are you finding the truth? How do you not just know the truth? Like, it's fucking brain dead logic.
I've been fending off Turner and Peters lately with accusations and Aspen the last week about, y'all are just accusing us of random shit and all this. I was like, no, we're doing investigations.
No,
that is what we do. We get like a dozen complaints a week, and the first thing we do is validate the complaint to see if there's any substance to it.
Right. Devil's advocate for them is having also dealt with the people they deal with on a daily basis. The PD functions on a certain kind of fuel called crying. So, you hear enough of it, they're seeking a answer that can help give them an answer back, right? So, no one should ever be afraid if the truth is not damning. If anything, it makes you look better. So, I don't really know. Listen, look at me. Like, I spent 9 months with accusations.
Yeah, this whole BCSO embezzlement thing that they said they were doing, draining the funds or whatever, we got a tip. We had a tip given to us directly by somebody saying, hey, I have firsthand knowledge that I've heard a deputy saying that, or a member of command saying they're going to drain the account to fuck over the next sheriff. And so we're like, okay, that sounds a little absurd. We have to validate it. Do we immediately go full bore into it? No, we start validating the claim. So I FOIA what's the easiest, most non-invasive way to do that? FOIA the account. And apparently that went into, the marshals are accusing us of embezzling. These fucking marshals just always make shit up. Like, no, this is literally our job. We get a complaint, we investigate it. It's like,
you're exposing the criminality in the police department simply from the behavior. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And Turner called because he was upset because we were going through the trash bin at Mission Row, and it's like, well, yeah, because one of our officers went over there one day to go deposit some shit and was like, hey, there's a bunch of projectiles and casings and blood in this trash bin. And they were curious about where it came from, and they pulled it out.
The reality is, Chad,
DOC gun that
Turner
looked like it was
and
the geomarkers showed
Barrett
it was like
and company are just doing their due diligence,
and one puddle of blood, and it was a DOC.
I wish it was more like this.
This
is healthy conflict right here.
Nowhere.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, of course of course they see a loose thread like that, and they're gonna fucking pull, because that turned into a whole investigation on its own. It's like, so of course when they see something like that and they get that excitement of piecing something together like that, of course they're gonna keep looking, because now they're like, damn, the MRPD trash bin seems to be a cesspool of all the evidence that people don't want to be found. So of course we're gonna keep digging on that.
Obviously keep doing what you're doing. It's like this, well within reason, right? At the end of the day, right? If anyone thinks that there is a issue, there are mechanisms in play that they can, if they believe so heavily of something, then put it forward, right? Just as, I mean, it's simple logic. Just as they think you may be accusing them, they're effectively accusing you. Put your fucking cards on the table. File an ACR, file an... Uh-oh. File an ACR, file an injunction. Yeah, I know. It's easier said than done. The reason I want to call was, the courts did approve... Okay, so you said 48 hours is going to get wrapped up. And so here's where I'm sort of at with it. I recognize that people are probably going to get pissed off, but I'm going to be rather public about the outcome here. Specifically in that,
it's closer to 36 hours now, but yeah.
Oh, good. What was I going to say? It is important to me that the people know that crimes committed by law enforcement are taken serious. I am of the personal belief that the fact that Mason's actions were sort of known well enough, right? Members of PD know about this. High Command knows about this, right?
Yeah, some of them. I had to inform McNulty about it last night, and he was like, what? Because McNulty wasn't even aware of any of it.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, was that before or after the funeral?
Just before the funeral, I gave him the heads up. I was like, "Hey, look, you're
Yeah.
I know you're just getting your position, but you're gonna have to deal with your first political mess already." And he didn't know a thing about the Mason-Dixie thing.
Understandable.
Nobody shared with him all that info at all. And I was like, well, yeah, that's only the first one. So once you get settled in, we've got a whole lot to go over.
In my mind, I am for the police department's been usually rather slow when it comes to burials. It is surprising to me that not even a single inkling was like, yo, this guy tried to murder people off duty. Should we give him a proper burial? Like that notion didn't even come up. I will say, actually, then again, Turner and McNulty were, let's say, very reasonable given the circumstances. They didn't cry about it, and I think that's the important thing. If in fact, my understanding is that Turner made people go off duty, which I'm not sure what was with that, but I'll even fuck it, like that even better.
To the funeral,
correct.
It probably because that it's a political move to make it look like we are not officially supporting it as a department, but people as individuals can still support it, if that makes sense.
Well, exactly that. It wasn't a requirement, is what I'm saying. He went above and beyond. I'm going with all this,
I think Turner probably recognizes it too.
Right?
Like, we shouldn't be honoring this guy as a fallen officer.
Yes. When these things are released, I'm actually looking to push for a impeachment if you guys aren't already. Now, this is going to sound a little crazy, and it probably does, but the idea here is to rather send a message. Is this a bar, regardless of whether the man is alive or not? Is this a bar in which you cross that line, you will be stripped, right?
Yeah.
And
I think politically, you guys, Los Santos County should do it.
Oh, agreed.
As
100%.
the part of impeachment. Because if I do it, people are just going to scream, "This is what the marshals are wasting their time on, impeaching a dead guy."
No. That's literally the same thing that they're going to say about me.
Regardless, you have the angle of we're trying to make a political point that Los Santos County will not stand for this kind of stuff, and marshals don't have that kind of.
Yes, that is true. You're not speaking on behalf of the people. I am.
Yeah, exactly. I'm speaking on behalf of the marshals as the investigative unit. You were speaking on behalf of the people.
Okay, perfect.
Does that make sense?
It does. It absolutely does. Okay.
I'm a politician at heart, man.
Well, everyone in a
professional effort.
Everyone in a position of power is and has to be,
Yeah, I'm unfortunately showing McNulty the kind of position he's going to have to be in now.
Yeah. Politics is just a means by which you navigate through opinions so that decisions can get made. Like, yeah. Otherwise, you're just existing. Okay.
All right. Anything else? I was really hoping the budget stuff would be handled by now.
We can just re-sign another one. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna re-engage. I've been very busy. The bill stuff has gotten passed, and we're gonna start pushing some stuff forward. I'm gonna give you a bit of a purview. We want to get rid of the contest window. It slows shit down dramatically. We also realize that things can just be audited, so no one should really bitch about oh man, I didn't have enough time to analyze it. Well, if it becomes a problem, right, instead of freaking out, let's see what happens, and worst case, individual aspects of law can already be contested. So
yeah, I was always confused about that. It's why do we have the contest window if they can just do legislative audits afterwards?
That's exactly it. It's easier to do it afterwards. It's literally easier to do it afterwards, right? So
yeah, and we can always do an injunction if we need to stop the law from going into implementation. There's other mechanisms available to us to do that instead of having the contest. In the multiplicative contest window thing, I get why it was there to kind of slow things down, but in a time where we're trying to make vast changes, dear God, if I was the mayor of Blaine County and I was trying to push with Los Santos mayor to get rid of all this legislation, I'd be going, let's repeal fucking 70 of these legislations, and dear God, it would take like the entire term for the contest window to be up.
That's exactly it. Let me ask you something. Is as a part of the investigation, have you sought records beyond that day of his phone and financials? In other words, just you did. Okay, good.
That's the first thing we do is fucking subpoena their full bank and phone records and everything like that.
Beyond a couple days?
Yeah, we do it for an entire month. I mean,
okay,
I used to do it for the entire lifetime of their person because they don't have rights. And so I'm like, yeah, I used to subpoena the entire fucking lifetime. But I guess recently the DOJ's been like, you shouldn't be doing that. Well,
I would argue that 6090 is well within reason for especially for a post-mortem, because 30 days is a statute. Oh man, that's unfortunate, because 30 days is a statute of limitation, but things that happen prior to that can point you at what happened in the statute period.
We used to do the phone records especially because it builds a narrative of what they were doing. Like, are we going to find criminal activity beyond 30 days? No, because it's beyond statute. But we can see who they've been, because people live life here. You know, if you go back in a year of my phone records, you'll be able to build an entire complex idea of how my life was, who I've interacted with, who my enemies are, and things like that, who might be coming after me for the long term.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I did that with Rocco Prince, the Rocco Prince investigation, the guy, the Cypress warehouse thing. You know, I subpoenaed his entire life, and we were able to put together like his growth and rise, and how he became the clean guy, and when he lost that ability, when he lost that trust, he was killed.
Understandable. Yeah. Makes sense. Well, Barrett, I'm gonna get to going. And if you need anything from me, don't hesitate. And like I said, I will be poking the governor. So.
All right. I'll probably be harassing Michael for some legislation ideas.
Easy. He's gonna be busy for about a week, I think, because.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this week we're gonna try to get the bare bones of the criminal code up and going.
How do y'all think that's going to go in the legislation? Like in the legislation, actual reports? I'll tell you for like my opinion of how I think that should be all implemented is that the entire code should be in one report. Like the entire criminal code all in one report, the entire administrative code all in one report. And so that way.
No. Well, kind of. So to hold on one second. I just gotta. Okay. We're going to be breaking it up into logical sections. You know how the penal code today is like broken up to number one, we're seeing if we can actually export that into like a JSON file that we can so that's going to be like a request from the MDT IT guys, specifically because like right now they're pushing buttons, but on the back, there's probably like some kind of JSON file that you can import export, making it easier to do bigger changes. The second is that right now things are categorized in the penal code as like crimes against persons. We want to make sure those categories are actually reflective to the criminal code, right? So there would maybe be 6 like compendiums, right? And one would be robberies. One would be crime against people. One would be like traffic regulation and ordinances, and maybe even putting like weapons in there too. So it would be like weapons, vehicle stuff, maybe air stuff, right? Things that are like non-explicit, right? And so it's gonna slim the fuck out of everything. Now, and then in terms of like Los Santos County's got all kinds of stuff. There might be Los Santos County ordinances, and then there'll be a section in there for, the pet legislation, the this thing. So things that are very hyper tuned to Los Santos County end up in its own ordinance document. So when you open it up, there'll even be a table of contents, right? So you can look at it,
Yeah.
and the titles are very descriptive. Article 1, pets and da-da-da. Article 2, you know, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
I might send you a document because I had been working. Obviously, you remember my document from January where I tried to do that stuff. And I
remember.
had been working on like a version 2 of it since March with some of the more updated stuff. I might send you some of that and kind of give you an idea like what I have in mind for it. But obviously, I know you guys have been working on your own version for a hot minute. But yeah, I'll let you go so you can get to whatever you need to do, and I'll do more paperwork stuff because I enjoy this part.
Yep, easy. Yeah, I would love to see it, and you know, like I said, as we skeleton it out, we're gonna want feedback. It's just I want to make it. We need to make sure it like makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, easy.
All right,
all right.
You take care, Nino.